Hey, this is Joy, the Upcycle Chick. I'm all about reuse, repurpose, recycle. And I'm going to show you how that you can totally revamp your whole foot soaking system or method or whatever you like to do to relax. And I'm going to tell you why it's important and how it can help you towards better health in the future. But first of all, I'm going to go ahead and stick my feet in some hot water, get that going, and you are invited to join me for the adventure. All right, this is a little warm. Got my pant legs pulled up already. Whew, okay. Yes, this is warm. I actually have two, notice. I will talk about that in just a moment. Whoo, warm, warm, very warm. Okay, I tell you what, it could be warmer. I'm gonna add some hot water. This is important. All right, so right here, pardon me, my couch is squeaking and my stomach is growling. I need to eat some breakfast still. All right, let's see how that goes. Okay, it could still be hotter. I want the biggest bang for my buck as far as this event is concerned. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, that's nice and toasty. Whew. Almost too hot, but that's okay. Whew, whew, goodness. Okay, don't wiggle the toes yet. That's pretty hot. Okay, so we're gonna start with that. And best that I can understand is you do a hot water foot bath for 3 minutes. And then you can do a cold water foot bath for a minute, I think is what the ratio is. Maybe it's 3 minutes, 30 seconds, but I've been doing 3 minutes and 1 minute, and that seems to work pretty well with me. If you'll notice, I have my comfy clothes on right here. Got my Lucky Brand shirt, my sweatpants. I do not feel good today. So I'm a little hoarse, a little scratchy throat. But I figure right now we're somewhat starting a timer. We're going to call it 3 minutes. So when I'm done talking, then we'll go to the 1 minute foot bath and the cold foot bath, and I'll tell you about that too. One reason why we're doing this is, first of all, I'm not a doctor. I have not completely exhausted this subject, okay, but definitely feel free, do your research, do what you need to do for your better health. There's also a warning with diabetics out there that they should not try this unless they talk to a doctor. So I'm not sure all of the details with that. On one hand, I hear it improves circulation. However, I am also reading that if you have circulation problems, you should ask your doctor first. So there are some pros and cons with everything. But what the hot water does is it actually rushes all of the blood in your body to your feet. And then the cold water, it's almost like hypothermia sets in, if I'm saying all of this correctly, and it makes all of the blood rush away from your feet as if it's getting frozen or something. So you want the water as hot as you can stand it, and you want the cold water to be as cold as you can stand it. So then after the cold water foot bath, you're going to go back to the hot water, and you're going to do that for 3 minutes. And then you're going to do the cold water for a minute, and then you're going to do the hot water. So back and forth, 3 minutes, 1 minute. That's what I was doing last night. I really enjoyed it. I really felt refreshed, energized, and yet relaxed at the same time. So I probably went back and forth probably 5 times last night, and I'm not sure what the recommended number is, but that's just something that I just did it till I felt good. I could tell it was, like I said, I have a cold going on. It's like a head cold. It's moving into somewhat the throat, and I could tell yesterday afternoon it's moving into the chest. And some of this hot water foot bath, the hot, the cold, it's supposed to help with anything that's in your core. So head, throat, congestion. I've heard it helps with diabetes. I've heard it helps with all kinds of stuff in the body. Because keep in mind, what it's doing is it's making that blood circulate so that it's just better for your health. It's better for so many things and so much. I wish some things came to mind. I wish I would have written them down as far as the things it helps with. I will be posting some links either in the comments or below, up above, all around, but definitely check those out. So what we're going to do here, it's been about 3 minutes here. I'm going to set this down for just a moment, and hopefully you can see all of this. All right. I like to have a little space in the middle to let my feet drip dry a little bit. Oh, I forgot to add some little bit of peppermint oil. You can add a little lavender or something like that. Let's see, I'm going to do 3 drops because for one, it'll help with clearing up my head, and I think it'll also help energize me just a little bit. Let's see here, because I have some things to do later. This is kind of cold as it is. Ooh, I'm not baking. This is a little cold coming out of that hot water. Okay, but anyway, so I have some ice here. All right, let's see. Woo! 1, 2. This is getting brave here. Yeah, the very, very first time I started this, it was like pretty much ice with a little water, and I was like, that is way too cold. I'm gonna have to dump this and start all over again. That's how cold it was. Oh my goodness. So, but anyway, we're going to do that for about a minute and see how that goes. Wiggle your toes around, make sure it feels real cold, and the same thing with the hot water, because you want, so again, with that hot water, you want to get that circulation moving, so you want to get that blood back to the feet. So make sure that in both, you're wiggling your toes, rolling your ankles, moving your foot up and down, moving your ankles every which way and your toes every which way. It's cold and it's hot, but this is the whole idea here, is getting that blood moving in there. If you are interested in a little historic fact, the Greeks, the Romans have been doing things like this like years and years and years ago. So this is not a new concept, it just may be new to us because, you know, we look at healthcare a little differently these days, and so I'm all about going back to the root of things and learning everything we can for that. So as far as, there's also the different oils, they do different things with the body, with the mind, opening up the congestion. So that's stuff that people have used for years as well. I will definitely be getting into more of that in some other videos as well. Let's see here. Looking down at the water here, maybe this is a little goofy, but a little side note, showing my ankles there. Yeah, so over 100 years ago, that was like taboo. It was risque. So anyway, I stayed covered for the most part, so you saw my ankles. Oh my goodness. What are you gonna do? Oh well, get over it. You'll be okay. I tell you what, people are showing a lot more these days that probably needs to stay covered up than just their ankles. This is getting really, really icy cold, and I can tell by looking at my timer that I tried to set on my cell phone that it's about time to move to the hot water again. So I'm going to do that so that you can kind of experience that with me. We're not going to go back and forth 5 times, but we're just going to do that just a little bit to see what it's like going from cold to hot. Whew. Okay. That feels a little bit better coming out of that cold water. Let's see here. Wiggle the toes. Okay, like it feels like lukewarm actually, which I know it's not. It's just that my feet are so cold. But I'm going to add some more hot, and I'm going to add the rest of this hot water here. It might be too hot, but it'll be okay. I smell that peppermint. Oh my goodness. Whew, that feels actually very comfortable. Whew, okay, moving. Okay, yeah, that's really, really hot now. That is really, really hot. Oh my goodness. So it feels really, really good actually. But I do want to also link a video. I'll try very hard to find it. This was actually an inspiration to me to find it. It talks a lot. I'm not sure if it's a doctor or a nutritionist or what the situation is, but she's very, very good at what she does. And she talked about this little girl, I believe it was, that came into her office and had an infected finger. And so what they did, and of course the mother had been through rounds and rounds of antibiotics with the doctors and done different things, tried different things, and it just wasn't clearing up. And poor little girl was just miserable. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just so sensitive, and it was all infected and everything. And so they actually did this hot water treatment with her hands. And I think they started with a little cup, and it was just barely warm, and it was actually, you know, she would stick her little finger in it, and she couldn't even take that. So they started with a cup of room temperature water. So if you're doing this with children or even yourself, sometimes it means just starting where you're at and going from there. So the little girl started with that. Eventually they were able to warm it up just a hair, and then she went to the cold and, you know, was able to cool that off just a little bit here and there, back and forth, and the pain really subsided. And in fact, she felt better leaving the office, and she even woke her mother up in the middle of the night and was asking for that same treatment because it made her feel so much better. And in 24 hours, you could tell the infection was starting to go away, all of this stuff, because keep in mind what you're doing is you're making the blood circulate in the body, and that's just with a little finger going into a cup of warm water to cold water, back and forth. So this doesn't just work on the feet, although the feet is very important. It's a key part of the body that we utilize every day, and it really just makes that the blood, the water, everything just move around and circulate the way it needs to. So keep in mind, the hot water draws all the blood to the feet, the cold water pushes it all away. Just think hypothermia, things like that.
But I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. I'm going to get my feet and I'm going to switch them over to the cold because maybe it's been about a minute or two. But anyway, I think it's about that time. I don't really keep exact times. But anyway, thank you again for watching. And if there's something you want to see, please let me know. If you're interested in sharing some information about the essential oils, I want to know that. I want to know more information about the hot water, cold water, foot bath kind of stuff. So it's all new for me, but I hope this has been helpful for you. So, all right, thanks again for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day. Bye.